so you're north of me, right? But the weather is similar, right?
It's similar. It's very hot today, and
Very hot.
I have like a portable AC that I put in a room. But lately,
Okay.
my room is so full of stuff. I don't have a space for the portable AC.
Yeah.
And my windows is like a side windows, so I need to figure it out something.
That way.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do sell air conditioning units made for those windows because I had that problem, but they're like double the money or something. But they make them.
It's so expensive.
You know. But so that's a something that I think of sometimes. So I got my collection. I'm in a basement, which stays good most of the time, but I got like some humidity issues that I wrestle with. But how do you deal with that? With do you have worry about the collection with that kind of stuff, with the heat and things?
A little bit. When it gets hot, like me, at the end of June and like July, it gets pretty like. And the thing is, my concern is the tapes. So
yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, John? How you doing?
Hey, so I'm in there.
And yeah, just the tapes, because I don't want them to go bad.
Yeah. I mean, you said recently I saw you posted that you had to deal with your first moldy tape ever, right?
Yes. Not in a collection. I found it like that, but
okay.
That was my first.
Yeah. No, people don't realize that. And I've had people, like my friends have been really like good to me since I've been collecting about like, oh, I got this, I got that. And they just want to give you stuff sometimes. And sometimes they don't realize that moldy tapes are a thing, and you'll get a big box of tapes and it'll be really cool stuff. And then you'll like feel bad, but you really can't use any of it because it's not really, I haven't messed with cleaning tapes, but like, it's not worth sometimes bringing those into the house really,
No, it's not, depending on the tape. If it's something like, like it's an expensive tape. Yeah. If you want to try to clean it. But if it's something like that you can find and for 50 cents, like you don't want to waste your time,
Yeah. And I've done that. I've just tossed them and people are like, oh no, that's, to people like it's memorable movies. I understand it, but something like, it's a copy of Independence Day or Speed or something. You toss that right away, but
you keep the tape just because of the cover.
Yeah. I have a lot of copies of, stuff I like. But don't get me wrong. I play my stuff, but yeah, if it's something that's not rare, that's that,
Oh no, definitely.
You don't want to risk it.
Definitely. And the thing is, sometimes it's just a little bit. I still play it. Yeah. And I have something that I usually it's over here. Something to clean the VCR.
Yeah, definitely.
So
those are good.
At least like twice a week.
Yeah.
Like once a week, I go through over all the VCRs just to just to clean, because I watch a lot. I watch a lot of VHS. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to get a new one of those because I had one and I think I ran my course with it because it started to mess up VCRs that I had.
Fine, I'm trying to get some light over here. My lighting, I'm still like trying to change the setup over here.
Yeah, it looks good.
You can see me, right?
I could see you. You look fine. I think I look dimmer than you do on my end, at least. So, yeah, just to start it off here, I know we've been talking a little bit anyway, but we're live on the Louvers Happy Hour. I got my good friend here, VHS and Toys. You've been at it for a while, collecting. I have been following you. You've been following me basically since I started this account, I think. And, just a few questions about it, about what you do.
Sure.
So, how did you get into the collecting stuff to begin with? Because you got a pretty impressive one now. How long has it been?
Dude, it's been the VHS, I'll say 5 to 6 years. You used to follow me on my old account. So you were the one, like, the older, like, OG friends that I used to have on. And we're trying to do a live. We tried to do a live for a long time. But,
yeah.
So, yeah, I've been collecting VHS. It's going to be about 6 years now. But I always collect movies since I was, I don't know, maybe 15. I always liked to have movies. I start my collection with the DVD. I used to rent a lot of VHS back then, but I start with the movies. I start with the DVD, and then went to Blu-ray, and then later, like feeling nostalgic, remember my childhood.
Gotcha.
My parents, my uncle used to have a video store when I was a little.
Awesome.
So, and from that, I got my first tape. I think it was 2018 or something like that, and that was just like that was just the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, man. You know, that must have been the hookup right there, you
Oh
know,
yeah,
when they're getting new things in, they're getting the old things out. Um, yeah, like I always had VHS growing up, but I guess you could say I also really like started my own collection with the DVD, early
yeah,
2000s. You
definitely.
know, I was collecting it hard, the DVD stuff, and then VHS I got into because it was like bringing it back, you know. Um, from my end. Yeah, so I mean, you talked about you had the other Instagram account, and now you have this one, and you had a really big following on the other
Oh
account. You know,
yeah, I was
kind of
up
like,
to, I think I got up to 80,000 followers
oh
back
wow,
then, and that
yeah,
was 4 years. I was
no,
hitting
yeah,
4 years
great,
with the account. The thing it started, it was my page. It wasn't VHS and toys. It was just Mars image, and then I'll change to Dark Side Vader. It was
okay,
supposed to be just for like photographing like action figures. That's how my
yeah,
page started. So I start with the action figures, and I noticed most of the action figures that I had was about movies. You know, like Terminator, RoboCop, and all the like related to movies. And I was like, you know what? So I got my first VHS. It was Terminator 2, and I was
yeah,
like, I put them side by side, and I took a picture. I started taking pictures of the action figures with the VHS, and then the names just came, VHS and toys. So
yeah,
VHS underline toys. So that was the beginning of everything.
yeah. And, you know, and that's all. You know, I think that's one of the strong points of what you've been doing and what really connects with people is the photographs. You know, especially when you get those big old steel boxes of like the VHS ones, that T2 one you had, stuff like that. Um, so did you change the account because you just needed some time away, or did you change it because you felt like you wanted to start it fresh with just VHS and toys?
No, something happened. Some personal stuff happened. It's gonna be a year right now. The thing that happened. Not many people know about it. A few people know what happened, and it was something very personal. And
Yeah,
I needed to take a break,
yeah,
and I wasn't sure if I was gonna come back. And that thing that sorry, it's a
yeah,
little.
man, no
So
problem.
that thing that happens made me like look things differently, So it was just a lot of going on in my mind. I think that was the beginning, or maybe June of last year, or like June, July, something like that. And instead of like deactivate the account, I delete the account by accident. But I didn't
Yeah,
know because once you delete it, you still
yeah,
have a month to go back and reactivate. But in my mind, I just, like I didn't
yeah.
even
You were
realize
just
that.
like, I'm out of it. You know, I'm done, type of thing.
Yeah, I wanted to just take a break. I didn't
Yeah, yeah,
know when I was gonna come back, but I wanted to take a break.
yeah,
And there was a lot of change. I quit my job too, so I used to work in a restaurant. So it was too many hours, and the thing that happened, I
yeah,
need to focus more with my family, especially my wife, because the thing that happened, it was with both of us.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So and then I started like doing my store. I
And
started doing like
that's where I saw you on there. You know, and I got into what is it, Macari?
McCarty.
I
Yeah.
got into some Macari trouble trying to like reach out to you on there.
Oh,
They don't
really?
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, but like
They're very private. You cannot put any like information or anything like
I
that.
was trying to send you like my email address or something, and they were
No,
like, just
they'll
delete it.
delete it.
Yeah,
So I started, like I sold a few part of my collection. I
yeah,
had to. It's something like we as a collector, we've been through that, you know. And sometimes like you
Yeah.
gotta go, but you know that in the future you're gonna get it back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I started selling it, and I saw, you know, maybe that's something that I like to do. You know, I like to be with people. My page, I can use my Instagram as a window
Yeah.
for my product, you know. And that was
And
when I decided to come back to promote my store. I was not
yeah.
even thinking that people were gonna like, and I was receiving a lot of message, like people like, you know, a lot of love, you know, like people like, oh my, you know, you back, you know, it's been so long, what happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's awesome, you know.
Yeah,
So
man,
yeah, a
because
couple of
you were
things
like
are
a
different.
filler back then, you know?
Couple of things are different now, you know. Like I don't have as many as action figure that I used to have. I kept just the one that it's like important to me, but it's just like I'm happy with the VHS. That's what I like. The movies, you know. I'm collecting more DVDs now. I'm trying to my goal right now is try to make a library, like
Oh,
a video store. So pretty soon, well, I'm looking for another place, a bigger place.
yeah.
So I'm gonna try to make the same setup, but with more space, so I can put more shelves and, you know, build like
That's what I was gonna say. You're gonna get like the shit, like the aisle kind of shelves,
the
the
aisle
whole
in the
thing.
middle. Yeah, that's
Awesome,
what
man.
I'm trying to do.
The
Yeah.
candy rack,
Yep.
you know?
As you can see, I
Nice.
used to have the big TV. I took out the big TV of it.
Yeah, going all retro, you said,
Yeah,
right?
going nowhere. Like I'm trying. People call me crazy, but I'm trying this year, 2024. I'm trying to stay out of streaming.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, how are you gonna watch the new movie? So what I'm gonna
Oh, you
do
mean like
is
you're trying to pull the plug from internet stuff.
yes,
You're gonna go all physical
all
media.
physical media. So
That's
let's
great.
say new movies that are coming out right now.
Physical media.
I'm going to the library.
Yeah. And it's free there,
Yeah,
right?
it's free. So I'm gonna try to use as much. And remember, we're in 2024. Everything is easy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm trying to bend, you know, go out of the box a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's great. You know, and it's very possible. It's like you did it for so many years back then. Why not now, kind of thing. You know, everything's accessible, and then you'll have the physical copy with all the extra stuff that you like. You know.
Yeah, actually, that's it's sometimes like I'm not complaining, you know, like streaming. It's just like it's good. It's there for you, you know. But
Yeah.
sometimes like you depend on the connection, and sometimes the connection is not that good, so you don't get
Yeah.
like. But the thing is, the beginning for me to let go of the big TV with the high tech, high definition, and go to the old tube TV was a little like, you know.
Yeah.
But eventually, you know, you get in there, like you said, like we grow up with that. So for
Yeah.
me, it's okay. But you know, like new people that's used to with those new technology, you know, they're not going to be watching.
And you know what it is though? A lot of people when they think of, you know, CRT stuff or VHS. I have a lot of friends that come over and we show VHS, and like they haven't watched it, you know, in years, right? And they're impressed because they in their head have the image of like the VHS filters really,
Bad,
really bad.
yes.
But when they see a new VHS on a CRT, they're like, "This looks really good. Why does this look so good?" I was like, "Because that's how it just looks. It doesn't look that bad. They exaggerate it for the filters, you know."
Yeah, but the thing is, it depends where you're gonna watch it. Like, if you put a VHS on a high-end TV, it's not gonna look
Looks
good.
bad.
It's gonna look like
Yeah, it looks bad.
square and all the, you know, like it's gonna look bad. But now, if you have like a good like CRT TV, I just got one, a bigger one,
Yeah.
just for me and my girl to watch, like, you know, like a bigger one. So this is where I've been watching, and sometimes like there's VHS, there's the same quality as the DVD. It's not much
Yeah,
different.
and people don't realize that. It's like it's VHS and DVD. Like if you get a VHS that's not beat up, very close. You know, very close.
And
And it even looks good on projector.
yeah,
Like we do projector in the yard, and you throw a VHS on there, it looks great. You know.
you know what gets me? I don't know about you, but me, you know, it's the sound of the TV.
Yeah.
the sound of the TV, it makes it a little special. I don't know why, but
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are special about it. I love the commercials
oh yeah,
and the stuff, the bookends of the trailers and like the old Pepsi commercials and stuff that you forgot about that stuff, but it's like a time capsule. You throw it on, and it's got all that stuff intact, and you remember it. All that stuff is great. Sometimes the movie is secondary
no,
to
the
that.
movie, yeah. Because
You
you don't know
know,
what's going on back then, and so you see all the ads, all the commercial, like,
yeah,
and you start remembering. You're like, holy shit, I remember watching that on TV, that ad.
yeah. Um, so no, I was gonna say earlier, you had the other account, but your photos in general. You were a pillar of like the nostalgia photos, and I'm sure there were a lot of people doing it, but I feel like you had a certain kind of style that your stuff after you took the hiatus was still swirling around the internet. People like either not realizing that it was a modern photo and reposting it on like these 80s accounts, like along with photos from the 80s or 90s or
Yeah.
whatever, um, mixed with people that are just reposters and like just straight taking it and not crediting you, which is a bit a thing that
No,
people
it was a
do.
lot of. You know what? That kind of was a little help too. It helped my page grow a lot
Yeah.
because you see this like bigger accounts, and some of them used to tag me. Some of them used to like, and it was crazy. It's just like in 2 years, I think the page took off. In 2 years, I was around like 30,000.
Wild.
By the end of the year four, I was like hitting 80,000.
Wow.
I went crazy. Like you said, like a lot of people were still in my photos. My photos, like, even when I delete the account, I used to go online and just type my
That's what I
name.
mean. And you just find those
And
photos, man. Very cool stuff.
there was a few account with my name, pretending to be me when I was out. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Wow. I didn't know
I
that.
kept touch with a couple of like friends that I made on Instagram.
Yeah.
And they used to
Yeah.
send me message like, "Listen, did you went back?" I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm not back." It was like, "No, because there's account." I was like,
Yeah.
"No, that's not me." And they were like using my logo and everything, like
That's
not
wild.
even like.
You know what? Like some of that stuff for the community that we have about catching that, they're really good about it. Um, like if people get wind of that they're using your photo and they're not giving you credit, people will like, post in the comments. And I've actually made friends with some of those accounts after the fact because they caught like one or two of my things. I think on Reddit, one or two of my photos made the rounds and like big accounts reposted it. But they were cool about it. Some of them that reposted mine and actually like tagged me and reached out and we were friends after. But your stuff I've seen all over the place,
Yeah,
man.
I was all over. All
Yeah.
over. Reddit, it was all over the place.
Reddit is
And what was the
wild,
other
yeah.
account that people takes like ideas for like decoration? I forgot the name.
Oh, like Pinterest.
Yes, it's all
Pinterest,
over
yeah.
there. All over. You type my name over there, you'll be impressed. When I
Yeah,
came back, to the new account, I didn't have any photos, right? So because a lot of the stuff I sold it, so I was grabbing my photos from because I lost all my photos that I didn't have a backup for my photos from before. So
yeah.
right now, every time I take a picture and then I like the picture, I put on a file just in
Yeah,
case
yeah.
in the future if I need it. Easy to
Oh,
use.
you gotta save all that stuff,
Yeah,
man. You
because
gotta
I'm,
save
I'm
it.
I'm I'm pretending to make like some T-shirts with my photos. So
Yeah.
now I have the raw image. It's safe. But yeah, dude, it was all over.
And
And
you
not
know what?
only that, I
Yeah.
seen people like using for commercial, like selling stuff, like using
No,
my
that's
photos.
wild. That can't be. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. And you know what? There's no shame also in like you have so much content from back in the day, man. Like your good photos, you just throw them back up. And I've been doing that with my stuff. Like some of my good photos from like 3 years ago, I'll just repost now because like nobody except me remembers that I posted that,
No, no,
that
it's too
that
long. Yeah.
thing. In my head, I'm like, they're gonna know that this is something old. It's not today, and it's like nobody knows. You
Nobody
know,
knows.
that's
Yeah.
it.
I'm
Yeah,
doing it. Some of the pictures into right now, like I posted a picture of my setup on
yeah,
that I think it was like 4 years ago or 3 years ago. But there's some stuff that I use that I wish that I had. It was my first setup. Like
Yeah, I remember you used to do those before and after.
yeah,
You know, those were cool.
because that setup over there at the beginning, it was just a white, it was just a white shelf on top of the milk crate. That
Yeah,
was the beginning of everything. I only had 4 VHS, a different TV on top of a milk crate. So I
yeah,
wish I had that picture. You know, like it would
yeah.
be a
But
good throwback right
like
now.
those pictures were only on your other account.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what? Those were cool. I love when you did those before and after ones. And you know how many people after you showed your setup, hey, what's up? Did the same exact sort of setup, like with the, you know, the IKEA, the four box shelf and stuff, because it's so like easy to just manipulate that shelf into whatever you want it to look
Yeah.
like. You know, it was a good idea.
Oh,
You
I
know?
always loved, you know, when people sometimes people are like, oh, listen, I'm gonna make my setup like yours. It's just once I do. Go ahead,
Do
man.
it.
And no, I'm
Do
not
it.
here to like, oh, don't do that. This is mine. This no. It's
Oh
just
man,
like
you're inspiring the
if I'm
masses with your setup. I'm
happy, you
telling you.
know, like I don't care. Just like let's all be happy, you know. If you
Yeah.
like it, I'm glad that you like it. So
And do you think at this point the collection, is it expanding, or are you downsizing with all of the selling you've been doing, or is it now like back on the upswing?
dude, it's so hard to say it because it goes down, but it goes up again. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like I say, you know, I quit my job to do this. It's been a
Oh,
little like scary because I'm home all the time right now. So I'm hunting, you know, I'm going
yeah.
out to, and at the same times I'm getting stuff to resell it. So it feels like that I'm getting for me. So it feels like the collection it's getting bigger, but at the same
Yeah.
time it's not.
And also with the intent of selling, you must have just more stuff around
A lot.
because you're thinking like you're not putting this away, you're gonna box it up, it's going out. So that must also feel like just it's more around, like you have more stuff, even if you don't necessarily. I don't know. That's what I'm
Oh,
guessing.
in the beginning it was a struggle because I didn't know what to do. So I was trying to keep them together with my collection, and sometimes I was getting like a feeling like I was getting like like I couldn't breathe. It was too much stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna put everything in a closet. So then the closet
Yeah.
got so full, like not only the selling the movies, but I'm selling TVs, I'm selling VCRs now. So if anybody's looking for VCR, guys, I'm not gonna be like eBay selling for $130, 200. Hit me up. I still got like 5 VCRs available. I got some TVs. If we can work
And
something out, just hit me up. I got a
how
bunch of
is the
stuff.
foray into like
The
shipping that stuff? Do they make it
shipping
easy,
is
or
expensive.
no? I mean like the physical getting like boxing something like that up and sending it out and stuff like that.
It's a little bit, but it's part of it.
Yeah.
Like, I created an account. I have an account with the post office, so they come over here to my house to pick it
Oh,
up. So
they
I don't
pick up.
have to go over there. And everything that I sell on Mercari, I try to take it out at the same day.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm a collector, so I know how is it like be waiting for something. So I try to make sure everything is nice, like protect it.
Yeah. You want it to arrive on the other end like you would want it to
Yeah,
arrive to your house. You know.
and
I haven't ordered big things. The biggest thing I've ordered was I got like a CRT combo, you know, like a 19-inch with the VCR built in, and that I still use, man. I use that every summer in the yard. Every weekend we're watching tapes with it, and I'm not mad about that. I got it on eBay. It works. It's great.
yeah,
I have,
I had one of those. I sold it. One of those, a smaller one.
yeah,
Man, I was afraid because I sold one. It was a 19, and I sold
yeah.
a 25. The 25
Oh,
was
that's
a little like to get a bigger
big.
box. But
Yeah,
now I was concerned. I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna send it through UPS, and then they're gonna be kicking this box around. This CD is
yeah.
gonna but it was okay. It was good. And the Mercari, the shipping, it's not too expensive. Like
Like
eBay,
40, 50 or
40,
what?
$50 depending on them. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what it was. Like, you know what? I could have found one in the wild, or like everybody's got one they want to give you, but they don't. This is broken or that's broken. And I was like, I just bit the bullet. I was like, I think it was $40, and now I have it, and it's perfect. So Now I got to check out what you got. You know, I gotta jump on the Macari and stuff and see what you got left
Yeah,
over
I
there.
got some of the items over there. Some of the items, you know, like it's too big, so I'm trying to say sell like as local. You know, people
Yeah,
can
yeah.
come and pick it up.
How
But lately, I
what
don't.
you do with the repairs? You were trying to mess with some repairs with those things?
Yeah, I found three TVs on a like right on the street, and that
Yeah,
was raining, and I was like, holy shit! And they're all like with the VCR on it, and I was like,
yeah,
no, I'm gonna take home. I'm gonna try to fix it. You know. So
yeah, yeah.
two of those I got fixed, but one of them I'm still working on it. So
Because I have one somebody gave me, same thing, 19-inch with the VCR built in, and I tried it once and it ate a tape, and then I just didn't mess with it again. But I'm leery about opening those up because if it was a VCR, I would open it up and look in. But I've heard that the CRTs are dangerous to open. But what do you just like not you just unplug it for a few days or something? I guess
I
you
did.
know.
I mean, people told me don't open up; they might explode or something like that. I don't know. I was like, you know, people used to fix those back in the days. I'm just gonna try my
Yeah,
best.
and you
But the
didn't
VCR inside
electrocute
the
yourself,
TV is
so
the
yeah,
VCR. If the VCR is bad, you know, don't try to fix it because you gotta take everything apart. Now, like you said,
yeah,
if it's just the VCR, you can take the top and you can work on it.
yeah.
But the one inside the TV is just like it's not worth it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mess with the TV. The VCR, the most I would do is like clean it out good. Sometimes you could get like a repair kit for them. I haven't really gone too deep into that stuff, mostly just maintenance, cleaning and stuff with VCRs.
Yeah, me too.
But
Yeah, I got a
yeah,
few TV though. I think I never had that many TV in my life. I think I have like 12 TVs right now.
no, it's
Yeah,
awesome.
the last
You know,
one that I found was with the is a 2006 with the VCR and DVD on it.
that's wild. That's got to be huge, right? Is that the 25?
No, it's the 20, but it's a little big.
Okay.
I tried to put up over there,
Yeah, it's
but I
cool.
got so that one is a 20 up there.
And what do you got that on top of a display case?
That's the IKEA display. The
Because
glass
that's got to
down.
be a heavy TV, man.
No, it's not. It's
Right?
not. That one is not.
Okay.
The other one was.
Yeah.
People are like crazy. Like, what are you doing? I was like, no, that's fine over there, because
Yeah, yeah, you know.
the cabinet has a metal inside,
Yeah.
so he's holding the top by a metal, so it's fine.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, but
Um,
this setup over here, I'm kind of like, I love it because
yeah.
it was the TV, the big TV in there, and I don't know if you remember my story. I went to a house. The lady was giving everything away from inside the house, and she had this 1984 stereo deck with the tape.
Very cool.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put the VCR in there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's down there.
Yeah, man, those are awesome. I like that a lot.
And dude, this setup over here, it's becoming my favorite part of the room right now.
Do you still have the older? Didn't you have an older TV?
The older
original,
TV. Yeah.
the original one you used to photograph, right? You got it still?
That's my grandpa's. That's not going.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it looks great in the pictures. You know.
Awesome.
And I know you had the top loader you were trying to sell too, right?
Yeah, I sold it.
Somebody picked that up. Do they know they have a piece of Instagram history in their house?
He does.
Right?
He's a follower. He's a big account too. Like
Good.
cool, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that it went to somebody that would appreciate that.
Yeah, he told
you
me
know?
if I need it back, I can get it back. So
That's awesome.
he's kind of holding it for me, you know. When I'm like, I'm hopefully in the future I'll get it back.
So you tagged recently. I'd really like to make it up that way. The archive.
Oh, you should. You should. I'm trying to get a few people to come over here, and I know like John Ray.
Yeah.
Tape Head United.
Oh, cool.
They're from MA, so I'm trying to get them.
And you were on their show, right? That's cool. Yeah.
Trying to get them
But
over here.
the archive is huge, right? It's a big place.
Yeah, it's a big place.
How far is it from
For
you?
me, 5 minutes.
Oh, you're right there. You're right there. I think you might be. How far are you from the city? I think I'm like maybe 2 hours from you, though, right?
Where you are? Are you?
I'm in Staten Island.
Staten Island.
So like,
yeah, probably.
Lower Manhattan.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, taking
You
the
know,
train, it would take me 50 minutes to go to Grand Central.
50.
Yeah, I can drive. It could be less or same. I don't know.
That's not too, but that's not as much as I thought, though. I thought it was further than that.
No, no, no. It's not. It's not.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Um, so we talked about VHS. You said you're not too much on the toys as much these days, but what kind of stuff do you collect when it comes to that?
Right now, I'm not buying too many. I'm trying to focus more, like investing, for the store.
Yeah,
I have some mascot that I kept, like zombie, like
yeah,
some of the horror figures,
cool, cool.
still displaying. Like
Yeah,
I have like three that is very like hard to find. The Tarman, I got them over here.
very cool. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So that one I'm not. Maybe in the future, I don't know, but that's something that I like it. Something that I
yeah,
grew up with. Uh, Horror movies for me, it was just about zombies. More
yeah,
than
yeah, yeah.
anything like that. Like zombies is my. So I kept all the zombies action figure, Masco, NECA, McFarlane, something like that. They released back in the days the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Very cool.
remember those. So those one I kept, and
I used to like the Todd McFarlane stuff. You know,
now
they used to do
the
really
rest like the
good.
Gremlins, that I had a bunch. There's like the Predator.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, all of them is already gone.
yeah. And did you keep like the boxes for that
Oh yeah,
stuff, or how does that work?
always.
Yeah,
No, I kept the boxes always like
very cool, very cool.
full of
But you
boxes.
said you're mostly on the VHS stuff now, right?
Yeah,
For yourself? Yeah. So are you thinking about VHS Fest this year?
I was going to, but for me right now, it's not the moment. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I'm like like I tried to go last year,
yeah,
but I couldn't because working so many hours,
yeah,
and now time. But it's just like it's not the time to go.
yeah,
So I'm gonna like try to get ready for next year.
yeah. That place is awesome. Like any time, really, that you go out there too. VHS Fest obviously is like the event, but the Mahoning Drive-In is cool any weekend, man. Like that you can make it out there. It's really something else. It's like the everything's original from the 1950s.
Oh, that's
It's yeah. They only show things if they can, as most as on 35 millimeter film. Like they'll order the original prints from the distributor.
they kept with the 35. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, I'm going this year, but I can only go one day. Um, but I'm going the first night. I wish I could go more, but it's turning into like a 2 or 3 day event now. So I'll definitely be there next year.
but
You know,
are you going this year?
I'm gonna go the first night. I'll be there on
But you
Friday night. Yeah, and then I got to come back. I'm actually
not that
playing a show
far.
on Saturday night.
I was.
So, would you say
How far is that from you? 2.5?
2.5 hours from here? And then I'm sleeping over, and then I'm driving back early in the
Yeah,
morning.
I was gonna do like old school. I was going, and I was gonna sleep in my car.
Me too. And you know what? Um, I did it last year, and it's one night, but that's the most packed event that they do. So the thing is, like, you can get a tent spot, but you gotta like go and stake it out. But then you're like with a bunch of people like packed in. It's better if it's like you don't mind it, just sleep in the car. You
That's
know?
what I thought. That's what I thought. It's gonna be so much people over there. You're gonna end up not even sleeping. You're gonna be like
Yeah. It's like you're walking around in your Instagram feed, with all the people that you
all the
mean.
people. That's
So it's
I
really
was like
cool.
getting excited.
Yeah.
Like to.
Yeah. And it's like tailgating. You set up your chairs and stuff, and the sound for the movie they play over FM. So you got to bring a radio and tune in. But if you end up like making a plan for next year, let me know because I'm going one day this year. I'm definitely going to try to do multiple days next year if I
Yeah,
can.
that's what I thought. Like I was trying to get like people like to get to go together. Because you gotta
Yeah, yeah,
drive, so like you can share. you can like share a lot of, I don't know. It'll be more fun to have people with the same
Yeah.
age in the car,
And we got one person in the chat going, Blockbuster Videos.
Yeah, there he's
Um,
going.
but yeah, so I'll be there Friday. But like the last year too, I had people I was going with that I like knew that I was going to drive with, and they backed out because like I understand it, like it's not your thing if you're not into it.
Oh yeah,
So I ended up just going myself, and it actually wasn't bad because I had talked to people on the gram that were going to be there, and I just kind of posted up with people that I like you that I talked to regularly, and it was cool. I just hung out, and that was it.
that's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, so definitely next year if you do it, and I want to try to make my way up there to the archive at some point because that place looks great.
Let me know, man. Let me know. We can meet up.
Yeah,
Even if you take the train, I'll pick you up at the train station.
cool.
The archive, it's right next to the train station. Like
yeah,
literally, like right.
I'm surprised that we don't really have, unless I just don't know about it. But the only place like that in like New York City are just record stores. Record stores are everywhere, and some of them have a little VHS section, or something like that, but not really a lot,
They just did the Kim's video store.
Kim's. I'm not sure if it's like more of like a for show experience though.
So.
Like it's not a real like video store. Or like when they had a DVD video store at the Alamo in Brooklyn, and you could actually rent DVDs from them, which is kind of like a novelty. But I think Kim's might be either just for show or something like that. But I definitely want to check that out, man. I go to the Alamo in Staten Island a lot now because that's where I am. But Kim's is not far. If I take the Staten Island ferry, I'm right there. I get off, and Kim's I think is walking distance.
You gotta go to Tommy's Fix.
What is that?
I'll send you a link. He's pretty like he's awesome. He has a store inside the I forgot the name of the place. It's a market on the subway in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, so he does a lot of like VHS action figures, like all like I think he's the only one in New York. I'll send you the link.
Send me that because I'm curious. There was one like in Williamsburg that was like, because like small towns, I think it's more sustainable for. The rent out here is wild. And there was one in Williamsburg a few years ago, and they closed even like pre-pandemic. And this was before I really got into collecting. And I remember them just like basically giving away their collection because they couldn't sell it. And if I knew now, like if that was now, I would have picked up a few boxes.
You start your collection?
When you're saying?
How? Like what made?
Oh, how? Yeah, like so. When I started the account around that time, I had like a little bit of stuff, but then like you start to talk to people and you order a few things as a goof, or you buy a few things as a goof, and then you're like, then that's what happens. Then you like think about what other movies you wish you still had to see the bumpers and the commercials and the trailers. And around, I guess, 2015, 2016, or a little later than that, that's when it really started rolling. And then when I opened the account and I started sharing stuff, that's when I really started to participate more, and go down the VHS rabbit hole. Yeah. And then like so many cool people I met in the VHS community that I just, kept it up. And I like, you have a good display. I have the TV and stuff that I post where I keep a little bit of stuff out, but most of my stuff now is in like I pack it away. So I have like boxes of VHS and I rotate it seasonally now.
You took a picture of your setup the other day and it's very old school with the little, I like it. I remember when I met you, that was on the other page, and I made a video, and there was a song, The Graveyard.
Yeah.
It was perfect for that's the thing that I wish I had. It was my videos that I used back then. I
appreciate that, man. Like, so that was part of my Halloween album. So I put out a few of those, but so I got a few more questions I want to ask you, just some kind of fun questions. If you could remake one awesome franchise, what would it be? And if you could unremake something that you wish never happened, what could it
Oh,
be?
dude. Oh my God. I mean, I grew up, most of you guys know that I'm not like I came to United States when I was 18 years old. I came over here in 1998. So I grew up with the mom and pop video back in Brazil. We didn't have Blockbuster over there. So when I got here, Blockbuster was a huge, and I used to remember seeing them in commercials when I was a kid. So for me, it was just like a fucking paradise. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would bring it back. I mean, not back because they still have the last one in Washington. They still have one, the last Blockbuster video. But now, like now, the other question is so hard, man. There's so many things that I wish didn't happen. So, we move wise or like so much things. I don't know, man. I know one thing, everything has a reason, I would have changed anything. I would have just kept, like, I don't know. It's so hard.
Yeah. Like I was talking to uh, another person a few episodes ago, and I was saying like when a lot of people I get worried about remakes sometimes when they're going to do something that I really love, but whenever I get worried, I just think of the fact that they remade RoboCop and they remade Total
Oh,
Recall, and
yeah,
nobody remembers it.
no, definitely. Like, if we're talking
It goes,
about,
it goes away.
yeah, if you're talking about movies, it's hard. Like, we do have some remake that it's good, but there's a lot of BS out there, man. Like, it doesn't make any sense, or they're trying too hard, or
Yeah,
no, there's
go back to the
yeah,
well.
like they did it with Coming to America. Now back,
Yeah, well, that kind of thing is different with like the sequels bringing back people
yeah,
to
yeah,
and I
yeah,
kind of like a
yeah,
sequel better than a remake, but also sometimes it's like you pushing it.
yeah. Like, I hate when
Um,
they try to milk it.
yeah, well, that's what it is. You're trying to milk it. You're trying to go back
Yeah,
and do something.
like what they're
You
doing right
know.
now with Ghostbusters.
Yeah, those weren't too bad. I honestly I didn't see the newest one.
Life was pretty good.
Yeah,
Seeing the actors, the story, it was pretty awesome. I haven't
yeah,
seen the new one yet. I'm waiting to come out so I can go to the library.
good,
So,
good. Yeah, Afterlife I liked a lot. The new one I didn't see yet.
oh, there's a
So
lot of
if
remake coming out too
what
in horror.
is it?
Yeah, there's a lot of uh, I don't know. Are you familiar with this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. They're remaking
Yep.
that? Oh, wow. See, that's one of those ones where it's like they're doing Big Trouble in Little China, and I'm like, there's no
Oh,
reason to remake
wait.
that movie.
There's no
It's like,
who you gonna put to play Bruce Willis in that movie?
y-
I mean,
yeah, like yeah, it's one of those movies like it's fine. It's not great. But it's really like
it has a
enjoyable, and it's yeah,
it has a signature. You cannot change that.
yeah, yeah. So if you could get, what's your Grail VHS? Do you have it, or
I
are you
have it.
looking for it? All right, you have it. Yeah.
It
What
took
is it?
me almost like 5 years to get it. It was something that I grew up with. We don't have it over here for some reason. It was never released in the United States, but
Oh yeah.
released in Europe and Asia. So, and North South America. It was
Okay.
it's the 1994 Jurassic Park.
Very cool.
That's the first.
That's VHS, obviously, 94. Oh yeah, that's what I mean. You have a lot of those. Is that plastic or that's
No,
metal?
that's plastic.
Yeah, but it looks badass. Yeah.
And this is something that I grew up seeing at the video store.
Yeah.
And this is from Australia. This one
Oh yeah.
from Australia.
It plays on your VHS out here.
No,
No, it's crazy how they were able to do that even with tapes.
I know, and I got this one too because I need to make a video about it.
Yeah.
I don't show them very often, but this is the
Oh, that's
this
cool.
is the Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah. Is that all three of
All
them?
three of them.
That's cool. Yeah.
So,
And what year did that come out?
and that one, it was my holy grail.
What
Like
year
that
did they
one,
release that one?
that one right now, it's like when I bought it, it was 3 years ago. It was a little expensive,
Yeah.
but not expensive as it is right now.
What? That's VHS.
VHS,
When did that come out? In the 90s?
95.
Wow, that's awesome, man. I guess
And
94, 95, they were going crazy for that. When did your T2 one come out? You got the big T2 box.
93, 95 too. So,
Yeah.
you look,
Oh,
you got the
wow.
Star Wars logo over there, and you take it out. And this is pretty much what's inside.
Yeah. Man, yeah, that must have been money when that came out.
Uh, the retail price for this when it came out was $120 in 1995. So
Yeah.
1995, $120. So,
I don't want to ask what did you pay for that, but what did you pay for?
well, I paid. It was $95.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
But
You know?
now to find in a good condition and with the metal and everything, it's
Yeah, yeah.
400.
Yeah. I can imagine. That's what I was gonna say, $400 or
Well, I
$500,
used
something
to
like that.
have the aliens. I sold the aliens.
Yeah.
Ace Hug. I don't know if you remember that. It was a trilogy.
Yeah. I think I remember that one. That was also the big box,
Yeah,
right? Like that.
I
So
do have a 92,
yeah.
93 big box of. I love those boxes, man. It's something that you don't see anymore.
Yeah.
This is the biggest one that I have. This is the Citizen Kane.
You need an extra shelf for that.
Yeah.
So somewhere in there, there's a VHS.
Yep. There's a VHS.
And what else is in the box?
There's like the script of the movie. The whole script of the movie. It's over here.
Yeah.
Like, and they have like posters and oh, they got a bunch of stuff, man. I gotta make a video. I gotta like show off a little bit more of those boxes.
Yeah, yeah.
And those
Okay.
are the only two that I have right now for the VHS.
Yeah. That's very cool, man. Very cool. I was gonna say, I went to South America for the first time recently,
Where?
but I didn't go to Brazil though. I went to Argentina and Uruguay.
Right next to it.
Right there, right? But it was very cool. You know, um, a lot of chilled wine, which I didn't expect. Red wine chilled, but very nice, man. Very nice. The flight was very long, which a lot of people don't realize, I guess. But I definitely would go back. I liked Uruguay a lot too.
A lot of barbecue in Argentina.
Yeah, asado. We did a classical asado in Argentina. It was like at somebody's house, like in their yard. That was really cool. And he gave us like the recipe when we left and stuff. So yeah, no, we had a great time. But all right, I got one last question for you. I'm not asking what your favorite is. I'm saying if we had to just watch Back to the Future 1, 2, or 3, which one right now? We gotta watch one.
2.
Which one?
2.
2. All right, cool. Yeah. I mean that's.
I love all of it. I don't have any problem with any. And people are like, oh yeah, the third. No, they all fit together.
Yeah.
They all fit. You can watch all 3 at the same day. It's gonna feel just like one movie, because
yeah.
But the second one was the first movie when I watched when I was a kid. That was my introduction to Back to the Future.
Oh yeah.
The second one first. I had no idea about the first one, so I think I was 8 years old when I watched. No, 9 when I watched Back to the Future.
And it's the most like colorful and interesting to look at. The second one. I usually go with
the second
3.
Yeah, it's just like it's repeating. That's when I watched the first one. I kind of like. I was kind of familiar because the second one he goes back in time. It's just like he goes back to see what he was doing or trying to, So you go back to some like footage of the first movie. So I think a month later I went back to the video store with my uncle, and then he told me like, no, watch this. You gotta watch this first. was like too late
Yeah. So you,
to watch the second one.
yeah,
But then
that's
the
awesome.
following year, the third one came out, so it became like my favorite like franchise.
Yeah. So that's one of the like I asked that question because like I usually say three because it's the one that people remember the least. So I think it's the one that needs to be revisited the most
Oh yeah,
sometimes. You know, like oh no, this isn't a bad movie. This is a good movie too. But I've just seen the first one and the second one so
oh,
much, like repeat.
me too.
You know,
And it's funny because I don't know what's going on with the Back to the Future, but every time I'm watching Back to the Future, there's something new.
yeah, yeah,
I was like, oh
definitely.
shit, I didn't remember this, or oh,
Yeah.
like always, like
You're doing the retro selling, retro collecting now full time,
full
right?
time,
And
trying to.
your
This
stuff is through Macar.
I'm gonna, I'm going to my first flea market. I'm
Oh,
gonna have
awesome!
a spot at the flea market, so it's
You
gonna
have a
be,
banner and everything.
so it's gonna be my.
Very cool. Where's that going to be at?
What's gonna happen? I'm having fun. I like it. It's double the work. People
Yeah,
like, oh, you home all the time. Now I say, no, dude, it's a lot of work because I have to set up everything. I have to put it down, write it down, everything that I have. I gotta make a file. I gotta take a picture. Like keep everything like organized. It's crazy because it's not only
yeah,
movies. It's a bunch of things that I'm doing. I'm doing like household stuff too, like everything that is like old, like
yeah, yeah,
furniture, like electronics, like vinyl, CD,
yeah, yeah.
or
That's awesome. Where's the flea market going to be at?
it's gonna be in Bethel, Connecticut,
Okay.
like close to
Next year
New Haven.
you should do a stand at VHS Fest.
I know that I like. That's what I'm trying to do for next year.
That's what you should work
Yeah,
up. That would be cool, man. And you know, I don't know what the deal is as a vendor if you have to do all 3 days, but you know, it would be cool to see you out there doing your
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to. That's the one I want to do. Like, there's another spot that they do. It's like it's a closed spot, so that you can order like a space. It's just like a little room, like a
Yeah.
little room set up inside this like warehouse. So you have your little square, has a wall and everything. So I'm trying to set up my setup, do the same thing as my setup at the flea market,
That's cool. That's cool.
so people can
Yeah.
come and take a picture. They feel like they're like, oh, there's so many projects that I'm trying to do. Maybe
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the, yeah, I'm trying to get like, if I get a new place, a bigger place, and if I can do the setup like this for like in the basement, I want to do like a Airbnb.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Those ideas too. Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
So you come
You know.
hang
Well,
out.